Hey guys, Richard here with Downgrid Survival. So yesterday, Amanda and I, say hi Amanda.
Hello.
Amanda and I went and exercised our religious freedom, and we worshiped the way we like to worship. And that was a good day yesterday, nice Sunday. Today, we're exercising our 2A rights, and we're gonna head down to the gun range and do some training. So let's talk about that for a moment, because you know, our 2A rights are being attacked constantly, and it's constantly in the news. And I thought, you know, it'd be appropriate maybe to make a video while we're headed down to the range today to talk just a little bit about that. Now, I know there's a lot of brand new people who are brand new gun owners. And, you know, the statistics are showing us that there's just a lot of new people out there buying guns over the last few years because they see the turmoil and the riots and the deterioration of our country and our society, and they want to be able to protect themselves. So I want to kind of gear this video a little bit towards you for just a moment. So first of all, let's just talk about the fact that the Constitution of the United States affords you the right to bear arms. It's an absolute right. It's just that's just what it is. You can defend yourself, you can bear arms, period. But what has happened over time is we got all these politicians, and they get together, and some of them agree with it, some of them don't agree with it, and then they start making laws to try to control those rights. And each state is different, so each state has a different set of laws. There's also federal laws, and there's just, you know, literally now thousands of laws on the books to try to somehow curtail or control or to say what you can and you cannot do. And so all those rights have been, our rights that have been afforded to us by the Constitution have been infringed upon, and now they're trying to control that. Now you look at the world we live in, and you see all these shootings that are taking place. And of course there's new calls for people to say, oh, you don't need guns, you don't need. And they would like to, if they had their way on the left, they would take away all of our guns. But let's talk about that for a minute, because we just celebrated July 4th. And for a lot of people, July 4th is all about hamburgers, hot dogs, and apple pie. But if you think back the history of July 4th and exactly why it is that we're celebrating July 4th because that is the day that we declared our independence from the British. You know, the settlers came over from Europe, and they established the land here, and they started building it up, and we were still under British control, and they wrote the letter, the Declaration of Independence, sent it back to the homeland, you know, and said, guess what? We are our own people now. We are our own nation, and we're not going to be ruled by you. We're going to establish our own set of laws and rules. Voila, the United States of America is born. That was only possible because just about every person at that point in time had firearms to some degree. And so, you know, from the wars and the skirmishes that took place thereafter, we were able to defend ourselves very well because so many people here owned firearms. So, I mean, it took a while before they even established armies and navies and that sort of thing. But even today, we have an established military. Active duty military accounts for, last I heard, it was close to 1 million. I think that also included the National Guard and everybody. You know, and that's a good sized military force, especially with the technologies and things that we have today. But there are other armies around the world that are much, much bigger than us. You know, look at China and Russia and many other places. They have very large military armies. And a lot of these folks, they're our enemies, right? But they haven't come over here yet. We're not eating borscht, and we're not eating Chinese food yet, because not only do we have a strong military, but we have a very strong civilian population that bear arms. So that has helped keep our enemies at bay, and which has helped protect this country ever since the very beginning. So the Constitution gives us that right. Some people are trying to tear that down and take those rights away from us, and I'm going to talk more about that in an upcoming video, probably maybe later this week, where we're going to talk more about why they're trying to do these types of things, take things away from us. But you know, here we are today, society collapsing, We got a lot of brand new gun owners, and you guys, you know, you went out, you grabbed a gun, you brought it home probably, and I would bet a lot of you folks still have it unloaded sitting at the top of the closet. I know this because I have a family member that admitted to me here, and it was been quite some time ago now, but they did the same thing. They went out, bought a weapon, stuck it in the top of their closet, never touched it since. It's not doing you any good. You can't defend yourself or your family or your preps or anything else that way. So you need to go out and get the training. Sure, you can start by watching videos like mine. You can subscribe, comment, and like this video if you would. But, you know, you can get a lot of information from YouTube videos, but you need to dive down and make sure you understand the laws and understand what you can and cannot do in your specific state, because laws are different from state to state. And the last thing you want to do is to grab that, you know, when there's a bump in the night, you go to the closet, grab that weapon, and you run out and then end up doing something that you shouldn't have been doing according to your state laws, and then you're the one that goes to jail. Don't find yourself in that position. So as a new gun owner, get some training. Start with YouTube, start with your state laws, understand those. Find someone. If you don't, you know, if you don't know what to do, find someone. Reach out to people you know. Find someone who is, you know, a gun enthusiast and that is more familiar, and ask them to take you to the range. Ask them to take you through all the safety steps to make sure you are safe and you know what you're doing. And then go to the range and practice. And then go back to the range and practice some more. And that's where we're at today. Amanda and I are headed out to the range to do some more practice. We don't go as often as what we like, but we're going out there and we're going to have a good time today. We're going to exercise our 2A rights, do some practice, and put some holes in a few things. And I wished I could show that to you on video, but that's not what this channel is all about, so I can't, per YouTube rules. But hey, that's where we're headed today. Let me know if you have any thoughts or comments or questions. You're welcome to stick them down below. If you are a new gun owner and you have questions, please drop them down there. Myself and others in the community will be happy to answer those questions for you and help you along. And if you see anybody out there, you know, bashing or whatever, just ignore them, because there are trolls out there, right? So don't get disheartened by those kind of folks. But don't be afraid to reach out and talk to those of us in the community that knows a little something about what we're doing. All right. Hey, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, smash that like button for me. If you're new, subscribe. We'd love to have you part of the community. And I will see you in the next video. Hey guys, for those of you who stuck around to the end of this video, here's a little bonus clip. Wanted to let you know that Amanda and I survived the gun range. It was like the wild, wild west up in there. Let me tell you what, we saw some craziness. There was a lady next to us. She was a strong, independent woman. We'll just leave it at that. She was up in there with a rifle, and she was watching YouTube videos while she was there in the stall next to us trying to figure out how to operate this thing. Now, I wanted to maybe step forward and offer her a little help, but you know, when there's a lot of people running around with guns, I tend to just kind of keep to myself and do my own thing. So we got in there, we did what we had to do, and we got out. But it made us both a little uncomfortable. You're going to run into some of those kind of characters, and you know, if it just doesn't seem right, doesn't feel right, just move along. Just move on along, tend to your business, and if you need to get out of there, just get out of there. And so we kind of cut things short and said, yeah, this isn't for us. The staff at the gun range wasn't keeping an eye on what was going on, and you know, she was firing off her rifle at 3 yards. Her target was at 3 yards, and she was doing some rapid firing, which is against the rules at this particular range. And so rules were being broken, and clearly no one was being watched over. And I said, yep, time for us to go. We go somewhere else. So that's what we did. We left. Amanda, what do you think? What was that experience like?
It was a little stressful, because I wasn't sure where the bullets were going to land.
Yeah, sometimes that's how it goes. You know, you gotta be aware. You gotta be aware of your surroundings. You gotta know what's going on around you. Be on the lookout for someone else. Tend to your own business, but be on the lookout for other people, because there's a lot of new folks out there, and you know, they're out there trying to learn, and you know, they are going to make mistakes, and so you got to watch out for them. But in this instance, I didn't feel it was my place to be getting involved. There's too many rules being broken. It was time for me to go. So that's what we chose to do. So anyway, hey, like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next one. Off.